Hi, this is Caroline Verkank. I'm the CEO and founder of The Voice of Our Child, which is an organization that I started 3 years ago to help reduce the rate of teen suicide and depression. I am a mother on a mission because 3 years ago I found out that my oldest daughter had struggled with depression and suicide. I didn't even know that. I thought that she was lazy. She thought I was a bad mother. I thought she had an attitude. She thought I was the most understanding parent. She was right. Even though I was really a good mother to all the other kids and they thought I was the best mother, in her world I wasn't. And she was right. I didn't understand exactly what she was feeling. I called it lazy when she couldn't get out of bed. But in actual sense, with her depression and what I have found out with people who have depression, getting out of bed is a whole new thing to them. I thought she had an attitude. I thought she was lazy. I thought she didn't like people, but then I realized people who have depression sometimes don't even want to be around other people. So she was right in thinking that I was the most horrible mother. Was I right in thinking that she was a lazy kid and she didn't understand and she was ungrateful and all that? I thought I was that time. But again, I wasn't, because that was not the thing. She's the sweetest, kindest, just really, really wonderful daughter that anybody would hope for. She's like a best friend to me now because we were able to diagnose and treat what she was going through. How many parents out there, just like me, are struggling every day fighting with your teens? You can't get them out of bed. They run up the stairs and bang the door. They think you're the most, like, you're the worst parent in the whole wide world. They have told you so many times they just can't wait to grow up and leave your house. They have told you that they feel like they want to run away. They've just like talked to other people in the family and talked behind your back and just said what a horrible parent that you are. Have you tried to talk to them? And so many times they're like, nothing is wrong, or you won't understand, or what does it matter? Oh, I'm okay. And you know very well as a parent that they're not okay. Have you always wondered when they lock the door in their room what they're thinking, what's going on in your mind? Are you one of those parents who like lose sleep at night just wondering, what's happening to my child? What's happening to my little boy and my little girl who was just always so happy to see me and now they don't even want to see me? How many times have you heard on the TV or on the radio or read in the newspaper or magazine or had your friend say that a 9-year-old took their life, a 14-year-old took their life? What are the thoughts that go on through your head? Do you think, oh my God, my child could be next? What if you're a teenager out there and you struggle with all these sorts of hopelessness or feeling unloved or having anxiety or not really knowing exactly what's going on in your life? And it seems like nobody understands. You're so afraid to talk to your parents because you think they won't understand. Or you don't even understand what's happening to you. You're frustrated. You wonder why all your friends look so happy. Why not you? And yet, what happens to these kids is that they go on through life every day like that until maybe one day they just give up. Until maybe one day, like my daughter, they go to college and reach out to the counselor and they get the help that they needed and they get fixed. Most of us are not fortunate like that. Most of us, our kids, start treating themselves with alcohol or drugs because their friends then tell them, this is going to make you feel all right. It is so, so sad. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in teens in the world today. We're losing so many of our future leaders of tomorrow. I have just had stories and seen stories of mothers and fathers just like really like crying in pain and agony of a child that they have lost. And these kids sometimes will leave a note, but it's always too late. I wish that they said these things that they said in the note before they took their life. Maybe mommy and daddy would have known what you're going through. So when I founded the Voice of Our Child, it's not just the voice of our child, it's the voice of your child too. Our child meaning all the children around the world. And so the Voice of Our Child offers this kind of mentorship. We do Zooms every Saturday from 10:30 a.m. New York time. It could be a different time in your country, but it's open to the general public. It's open to every teen and child out there who has had these thoughts, who has been bullied, who has had anxiety, who has not understood what's going on in their head. It's for every parent who's always laid awake at night, like wondering what is going on. It's for the teachers who struggle with these kids when they come to school, and you think that a kid just didn't do their homework because they're lazy, and you keep sending them to the principal's office because you think that they're disobedient and they don't want to obey the laws. The Voice of Our Child is for that bus driver who every day picks up these kids and drops them home, and yet they sees these kids who sit at the back of the bus and always thinks maybe that's really is a really good kid. They never say anything, they're always so quiet. They get off their bus stop and get off until one day that kid doesn't get on the bus, and you wonder what happened, and you realize that that kid took their life. We're not psychiatrists, we're not psychologists, we're just parents who truly care and know that we can talk to other parents about all those signs that we missed out as parents, and we can talk to teenagers about those feelings and tell them that it's okay to tell your mom and dad exactly what you're feeling. It's okay to tell your teacher what you're feeling. The same way you can tell mom and dad you have a headache, it's the same way you can tell them exactly what's going on in your head and in your heart, because there's treatment for it. It's not every child that needs medication. Some children just need an adult to talk to them and tell them it's okay. I know you've had your heart broken. I had mine broken too. I know you've been bullied. We can handle this. Bullies are cowards, and bullies target kids who they know are smart kids and are competition for them, and they bully them to bring them down. Same thing goes with adults. As we adults, we bully each other all the time. If your friends realize that you're succeeding and you're beautiful and everybody loves you, they're going to try every way that they can to destroy you. That's what bullies do. But yet, we have great friends who really are happy about our achievements. Same thing with you. I'm sure there are kids in your school who would be so happy about the achievements that you're making. The biggest cheerleader is your parent. Your parent is your friend. They're not your enemies. And I know that when you're struggling with depression and anxiety, they don't understand. And to them, anybody who doesn't understand what you're feeling becomes your enemy. So what the Voice of Our Child does, other than just having those Saturday weekly summits, is that we offer mentorship to these kids. We offer mentorship to schools in Kenya. And we pick schools who we realize are already kind of embracing the same policies that we're bringing, really caring for the welfare of the child, really caring so much more than just the academics, but the emotional things that this kid goes through. A lot of kids in Africa could maybe be struggling because they probably didn't even have dinner last night, or they didn't have electricity at their house. And that could happen here too, where like a kid comes from a home where there's domestic violence, and these kids go to school and get in trouble with the teachers because they're not concentrating, their minds are troubled, they have nobody to talk to. So when we pick a school that we want to associate with, we look for a school that truly cares for the welfare of the child. And we've already identified one school. We hope to identify more. Olerai School, which is in a nomadic community in Kenya, is a school that we have totally embraced and are so grateful to work with them and their teachers. This is a school where most kids would not have made it to school because it's totally in the nomadic area where some of these kids, like just to get to school, is from a long distance. Most of them are from the Maasai tribe, which is a nomadic tribe that doesn't believe in the education of girls. So they made this a boarding school so that they could cater for such kids. And the kids excel and the teachers are the fathers and the mothers of the class. And it's just so wonderful to be part of such a school. And we know that we could identify so many more like that. Well, here in the United States, what we do with the Voice of Our Child is that we take these kids on mission trips to Kenya through Watergap-Africa Safaris, which is a company that is not just like any other regular tour companies. We take people to experience the sights and the sounds and the smells and the people of Kenya. We take them for tea picking, where they get to know the value of $1. We take them to the local market so that they can interact with these people who do all the beadwork and the carvings. We take them to the slum areas to talk to these people and realize just how many talented kids live in those slums, and hear the stories and the struggles of the people there, and yet they're happy people. We take them to a shelter for girls that have been raped and have decided to keep their babies and gone back to school and excelled in school and done so great for themselves. We take them to the elephant sanctuary where they can feed the baby elephants that have been rescued from the wild, because the mothers of the elephants have been poached by poachers, and these little baby elephants are just left running around, and they're kept in this sanctuary and fed and then released to the wild. We take them to the giraffe center where they get to actually feed the giraffes, call these giraffes by name. One of the giraffes is actually called Salma, which is one of my children's names. I thought that was really cool, calling the giraffe by name and seeing it coming towards me. I joked to my daughter, I said, it listens more than it does, more than you do. But it is such a beautiful place. We take them to the local markets where they get to interact with the people who have chosen a career out of just using the talents that they have because they need to feed their families. We take them to the Maasai village where we provide school supplies to encourage the nomadic Maasais to educate their girls. We take them then to Maasai Mara to see the wildlife and the beauty of Kenya. And we go by road where if we see kids running after the vehicles like I did when I was a little kid, we stop and give them candy and school supplies and water and juice. We buy water holding tanks for families and schools and churches that really need it, because I know growing up there the need for clean water and just how difficult it is to live in a place like that. I know what it means to grow up without clean water, with water scarcity, where you take a shower, then that same water you've taken a shower with in a bucket is used to clean the house and do other things. It's like recycling the water. But we make sure that the kids who we take from here are either kids who have been bullied, maybe kids who have really done so well in school, but their home environment is not really a great home environment. Maybe a kid has even lost both parents and they're taking care of their siblings. Maybe a kid is doing so well in school, but they're targeted by other kids. Maybe a kid is just so ungrateful for the things that their parents provide for them. And we take them on these trips to Kenya. And I can tell you from all the reviews that we get, these kids come back changed. They feel that they have impacted the world in a remarkable way. Because at Watergap-Africa Safaris, we create memories that last long after you've put your camera down. So check us out at www.watergap-africasafaris.com, and check us out too at The Voice of Our Child at www.voiceofourchild.org. We all can make a difference. When your child commits suicide, it doesn't just affect your child. It affects the classmates, it affects the teachers, it affects the bus driver, it affects your neighbors, it affects a whole family. When a kid is struggling with depression, everybody suffers. We've seen so many kids who've gone to a school with a gun and just taken out their grief and frustration on our innocent children. Suicide, depression, and mental illness affects everybody. So we all need to team up together and take care of that and know that our children will be the future of tomorrow because we care. So check us out. And again, my name is Caroline Wakaik, CEO and founder of Watergap-Africa Safaris. and founder and CEO of the voiceofourchild.org. I look forward to talking to you, to getting to know you more, and to make a difference with you in the world. Thank you.